we are going to visit 125 KLD sewerage treatment plant situated at Dundigal village. Come.
Okay, in this we are collecting wastewater from the rural villages which are nearby, and we are treating that wastewater. Why? Because whenever we are disposing that wastewater to the nearby lakes, then obviously the quality of water may decrease. So that is why we are treating this wastewater and here, and we are using that treated water for our gardening purposes. Coming to our treatment plant, we are having different treatment units like screens. Why? Because to eliminate the floatable matter which is present in that one, we are using the screens, and after that we are sending to the equalization tank for the well mixing. Why? Because some solids may settle in that one, so that is why we are mixing that one, and after that we are sending this water to the aeration. Why? Because when it comes to this rural waste, that is mostly domestic waste, so obviously which is having more organic matter. So to decompose the organic matter, we are using aeration here. So by providing aeration, so obviously the decomposition will be very much fast. After that aeration, we are sending that to the sedimentation tank. In that sedimentation tank, what is happening there means the whatever the flocks which are formed in that one will settle at the bottom. So the clear water will be present at the top of that sedimentation tank. Then the topmost cleared water will be sent to the sand filtration. In that filtration, any finer particles are left in that one, that will be eliminated, and some quantity of bacteria also removed in that one. And after that, we are storing that treated water in a storage tank, and after that we are using that for our gardening purposes. Now I am going to explain about this treatment plant, means what are the different units in this one and what is the purpose of the treatment unit. From where we are collecting, okay, this is the where we are collecting water, wastewater from the villages, and this is the screen chambers. What is the use of screen chamber? In the sense, it is mainly to eliminate the floatable matter which is present one, like covers, plastic material will be available in that one, that will be eliminated in these screens. After that we are sending that after that we are sending that to the equalization tank. In this equalization tank, what we are having is we are storing a large quantity of sewage in this one, So obviously what is happening here in this equalization tank is to mainly make that solution into a uniform level. That is why we are providing this equalization tank. After that, this whatever the wastewater which we collected in this equalization tank is supplied, is giving some sort of aeration. By this aeration, what is happening there means the organic matter which is present in that one will be decomposed. After this aeration, that will be supplied to the sedimentation tank. Okay. In the sedimentation tank, mostly all the suspended particulate matter will be eliminated. Why? Because after aeration, the deposition will be taking place. After that, some quantity of fine suspended matter which is left in this one will be eliminated in this sand filter. By using this sand filters, what is happening here is we can eliminate the finer particles, and then bacteria is removed in this sand filter. After this filtration, the water is collected in this tank. From this tank, we are we are supplying this water to the main tank, from where we are using that water for gardening purposes. Okay, we are providing aeration in this by using this pumps, and at the same time this is the panel unit and then pumps which we are using for this aeration generation. And after that, we are also adding some alum quantity to remove the finer suspended particulate matter. Why? Because as we already know about two different particulate matter, one is discrete and then flocculent type of particulate matter. Discrete particulate matter has some sort of weight, so obviously that can be eliminated by gravity. But when it comes to flocculent type of particulate matter, these can be eliminated by using some coagulants. Means sedimentation with coagulation is needed for to eliminate this one. So that is why we are adding alum to eliminate the finer also. So then this will be supplied to the filtration, and after that we are directly supplying that to the gardening purposes.
Start up.
We are collecting water samples for every 2 to 3 months from STG and lake as well, in order to calculate the quality of water and at the same time quality of wastewater. Means we need to know before the treatment and after treatment. So that is why we are taking samples from inlet and outlet of treatment plant. Okay. Here we are conducting different experiments like pH and turbidity, and then electrical conductivity. As we already know about the importance of this pH, conductivity and then turbidity, to determine the acidic character and then alkalinity character of water, we are using this pH, and then in order to find out the different solids, means what are the different solids which are present in that one, that we are using turbidity meter. In this turbidity meter we are using light passage, so that is why. Next one is conductivity. It completely depends upon the dissolved salts which are present in that one. If more salts are present in that one, then obviously the conductivity of that is more. So next we are conducting alkalinity, acidity and chloride test by using this titration method. And
Go.
next here we are conducting biochemical oxygen demand. For that we require incubator. Why? Because we need to store that sample for a period of 5 days at 20 degrees centigrade. So that is why we are using this incubator to find out the organic matter, means the biochemical oxygen demand. Okay. Here we are conducting chemical oxygen demand. Okay. In order to determine the chemical, to remove the organic matter, how much chemical is required for this one, that we are conducting this one. Okay. Chemical oxygen demand. Okay. Here it is flame photometer. Here we are calculating the sodium and potassium. For that, what we are doing here, we are supplying gas by using this one, and we can control that by using this combustion unit. Okay, we are controlling the flame of the one by using this combustion unit, and we are calculating the sodium and potassium. Okay, the sample which we collected, here we are testing the UV spectrophotometer by using UV spectrophotometer. We are calculating the phosphates and then nitrates which are present in the water sample, and as well as the acidity.
Then get to
Here we are having 2 different sites, so we need to passes through that one. Through that wavelength, we are getting the phosphate values and the nitrate values. So we need to set the wavelength. We need to set wavelength. Based upon the wavelength, we are getting the levels of phosphates and the nitrates in the wastewater.